Hey everybody, Midlife Media here with a Steam Deck update. Today I got in this long-awaited docking station from JSaux, which I believe they were a French company. I ordered this back on 7/15, I believe, and it shipped out on the 25th, and it took until today to get it. And essentially it is a docking station for the Steam Deck. So your Steam Deck fits right in here, and then on the side it plugs in here with the USB-C. You use the existing power adapter that comes with the Steam Deck to plug in here to provide power, and then it's got an HDMI out and then 3 USB ports. So with this you can hook up wired internet to your Steam Deck. You can HDMI out to an external display, and then plug in up to 3 USB devices at the same time. This was $49.99 retail, but I used a coupon code to get it for $42. And then this week, sadly, they had a coupon to make it $30 shipped, so I was a little miffed about that. But after playing with it a little bit today, I'm happy I got it. I'm fine with paying the $42. Highly recommend if you're looking for a dock and you can't wait for the official Valve dock that's supposed to be coming out. This seems like a good alternative. There's another version on their site. It's an older version that's $10 cheaper. I would stay away from that one because while it's got an Ethernet port on it, it's only 100 meg. Instead of a gigabit, which is strange. I don't know why anybody would put out 100 meg this day and age, but yeah, anyway, let's go through and do some gameplay and stuff on it, and I'll show you how it works. And here we've got an older racing game called Blur, which I absolutely love. I bought this game on disc many years ago. It was available in Steam for a number of years, but obviously I didn't buy it again in Steam because I already had it on disc back then. But sadly, it's been removed from Steam. But I did find an ISO to download, and I was able to install it on my Steam Deck. And here we'll kick off a race and see how it runs. And it's running perfect. It's showing a solid 60 frames per second at the top left. The controls are perfect. Even got the rumble. Yeah, this game's a lot of fun. I used to play the crap out of this game back in the day. It's kind of like a maybe a more adult version, or just a different version of Mario Kart in a way, because you race around the track and get all these power-ups, just like in Mario Kart. Yeah, this is awesome that I can play this old game on my Steam Deck, and I'm using a PS4 controller that I hooked up to Bluetooth, which also works perfectly. And there's these challenges scattered throughout the tracks, where you gotta basically try and go through these gates to get some extra points. Well, and you gotta do it within a certain time. Yeah, anyway, there's Blur. Let's move on to something else. And they got this PS4 controller perfectly mapped in SteamOS, like the PlayStation button pulled up the Steam menu. So that's really cool. And as you can see, I've got some more emulator stuff loaded up. I've got Yuzu installed for Nintendo Switch. And let's try some Metroid Dread. And I do own all these games, by the way, so I'm not stealing anything here. Yeah, this is all running on a LG 4K monitor, but as far as I can tell, the video output is still the 720p or 800p, I guess, resolution of the Steam Deck. I don't know if there's a way to try and up that to 4K. I tried switching it in a couple games and it wouldn't let me. So I don't know if there's some other trick you have to do that, but it looks fine to me. I don't really see a point in messing with it. It's probably only going to make things run worse anyway, so I'm not too concerned. Oops. I think I went the wrong way. But yeah, this is also running pretty steady, 60 frames a second. It looks like it's bouncing a little bit between 58 and 60. Very smooth, very responsive. Looks good to me. Just the ability to be able to use the Steam Deck to play a Nintendo Switch game using a PS4 controller outputted to a 4K monitor is just, it just blows my mind. I never would have thought years ago you could do stuff like this. Yeah, this game's pretty cool. I actually like this a lot more than all the previous Metroids, beyond the original Nintendo ones, but I'm talking about like the GameCube, the 3D ones. I didn't care for that, really. I did play through the first one, Metroid Prime, but I kind of like the 2D ones better. But, anyway, let's exit out of here. And I'm gonna pull up the desktop mode and see how this works output to this monitor. I imagine it won't be any different, just bigger. Maybe. Actually, it looks like the way this might be working. So on my Steam Deck, I can actually see my desktop, but then so this is acting as a second screen, which is fine. You know, that way you could, I don't know, you could have something else up on your Steam Deck itself. But yeah, anyway, it works. So let's try next to actually power down and boot it up into Windows mode. So I'm actually going to shut down here so I can then power back on and dual boot into Windows 10. And there we go. And for some reason the display is now out of whack. The controller's not working, obviously, because it's not hooked up to Bluetooth and Windows. But I'm going to have to change the display here to landscape, because now it's stuck in portrait. And there's that setting. Let's do that landscape. There we go. That's much better. So yeah, again, it's just acting like a second display. So I can go down here and change this from duplicate to extend. Okay, so after fiddling around a little bit with Steam, I was able to get the controller working. I basically just had to go into general controller settings in Steam, and there was a checkbox for PlayStation 4 controller, PlayStation controller, and I checked that and restarted the game, and now it seems to be working. I also changed the display configuration back to duplicate the display because, well, for one, the monitor was running in 4K because it's a 4K monitor, and I don't think the Steam Deck would be able to push this game at 4K. And also, I couldn't, without a mouse and keyboard hooked up to this hub, which I've got some, I just need to go grab them, it would be difficult to move the screen over. One thing I am noticing, sadly, is there's some, I don't know if it's picking up well in the video, but there's some weird random glitching happening in the display. Not on the Steam Deck, it's only affecting the monitor. So I don't know if that is something with the dock, something funky with this display. I mean, there are some settings I can possibly change on the monitor or in the options of the game possibly to fix it, but yeah, the screen is kind of jittery, which is strange because this did not happen when I was playing some other games earlier, but those were actual SteamOS games, so it could be a Windows on Steam Deck issue. And I know I talked about this in one of my previous videos. The only reason I put Windows on this Steam Deck was just to play this game. Once BHVR or Behavior, once they add support for the anti-cheat in Linux, then this game should work on SteamOS, and then I won't really want Windows or ever use it. I mean, there is another plus of having Windows, which I mentioned in my other video, was that some Xbox games like Forza Horizon 5, I'm able to download that in the Windows Store and play it because I have it on Game Pass. But I could live without playing that on here, but I really wanted to be able to play Dead by Daylight, and it works pretty well for that. But yeah, I got a lot of bad comments or anti-Windows comments on that previous video. People not understanding why I would do this. And again, it's dual boot. I spend 90% of my time in SteamOS. I play most of the games in SteamOS. I love SteamOS. It works great. It's just sadly this one game that I love to play doesn't work in there yet. And that's the only reason I put Windows on it. I don't think that if you want a Steam Deck just to play Windows games or just to use Windows on it, I don't think that's a good reason to buy one. There's plenty of other options out there for that, and that is not why I bought this. I bought this first and foremost to play games in SteamOS, and then I just saw that you could sideload, dual boot Windows, so I decided to go ahead and do it. But yeah, like I said, once Behavior actually implements anti-cheat in Linux, then this game should work on SteamOS, and I will very likely just uninstall Windows and reclaim that drive space back to SteamOS and never think about putting Windows on here again. But I definitely think Valve did a fantastic job on the Steam Deck and SteamOS. It seems to be very well optimized. Most of the games I play in SteamOS run solid 60 with no issues whatsoever. Yeah, so this game is definitely working. It works well. It looks like crap for certain. I don't know why I'm unlocking that. It definitely looks like crap running 800p on this 4K screen, so this is definitely not something I would normally do. If I'm going to play this game, like seriously, I'm going to go play it on my PlayStation 5 or on my Asus gaming laptop that runs it perfectly. Yeah, I'm even getting some bad lag here. That may be because when I booted into Windows, it may have connected to the Wi-Fi downstairs. The AP furthest away from this room, I always forget to flip that over. I need to get a better Wi-Fi set up in my house. I don't have a mesh system, but yeah, that's definitely what the issue is. There was a little icon that popped up on the top left showing my internet connection was having issues. So that's my bad. I should have checked that before I started the game. Yeah, there's little lines flickering across, which I'm not sure if that's picking up on this video, but it's pretty distracting. I mean, other than that, and then the low resolution, which there may be a way for me to fix that, it's running great. I mean, I don't have a frame rate counter, but it looks like it's running 60. And there's no input lag. And we are not doing very well at this game, but I really wasn't expecting to play a full serious game here, but we already had one guy disconnect. Also, my severe lag from being connected to the wrong Wi-Fi is not helping things any. And we're screwed. I can hear the killer. Oh, there he is. The Nemesis. I'll stop him from knocking Bill down again, but I'm sure I will get knocked down. Whoop. He's definitely having an issue because I'm lagging around the map. He probably thinks I'm cheating. Whoop. Yeah, he's definitely having an issue hitting me, so I suspect I'm jerking around the map quite a bit. Did I lose him? Nope. I probably could have if I didn't get up there. Yeah, there it's lagging. Here comes Bill to save the day. Thank you, Bill. And I'm just going to sit here and heal myself and probably get knocked down again. Nope, Bill Come on, heal me. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's see what's in the box. And it's another med kit, which I don't need, but whatever. Maybe those lines that are flickering across randomly have something to do with duplicating the display. Maybe once I get a mouse and keyboard hooked up here, I can extend the display, just treating it as a second monitor, and perhaps that will not happen. Or it could just be that dual monitor, well, not really dual monitor, but you know, extended monitor support on Windows on Steam Deck is just not, whoops, not implemented well. Yeah, this game definitely is pretty much a wash. I think Bill is shaking his head not to come over yet. I don't care. I just want to get this game over with, actually. Whoa. Let's unhook Bill there for fun, even though that's not what you normally should do. I just want to get this game over with, to be honest. Because that flickering is driving me crazy. And we can move on to the next demo. Thank you. And Bill is dead, so it was pretty pointless for me to go over there and get near the hook. And here I'm going to be knocked down again. Whoa. No, dude, just kill me. And everybody else has died. And I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to pick me up maybe, but or maybe he's just letting me crawl around until I bleed out. Or he's trying to pick me up and he can't because of I'm lagging. Yep, that's what it was. And that is that. Okay, so I went and grabbed this Logitech K400 wireless keyboard and trackpad combo, and I plugged the dongle into the dock, and then I downloaded the Logitech unifying software, and I was actually able to connect my Logitech MX Master 3 right here, which I use for my work laptop and my gaming laptop. So I was able to assign it to device 3, and now I can use that, or I can use the trackpad on the wireless keyboard, so that's nice. And I went in, and at first I changed the display resolution to the recommended 4K, but yet the screen went black and never came back. So what I had to do was remote in with Splash Top, and then once I did that, I was able to change the resolution, and I changed it to 1080 instead of the 800p, which is the native Steam Deck. So now I'm actually going to launch Dead by Daylight again and see how it looks and runs now at a higher resolution. Sadly, it did not fix the random like lines going through the screen and the little jittering here and there. I don't know what's up with that. I did change the display to only output to the external display, so it may be something with this display. I don't know. I'll have to look into that and see if anybody else has ran into that, but I'm going to go ahead and start up another game and see how it runs. So the first thing I noticed when I got into the menu was the cursor here seems a little laggy maybe. Yeah, we'll see how it goes once the game actually loads up. Okay, the game is loaded. Let's see how this runs at 1080. It's definitely noticeably slower, like 100%. This is, I don't think it's going to be very playable. The screen really seems to be doing the strange interference too, more than it was. I did reconnect to the correct wireless access point though, so at least we don't have that issue. Yeah, I mean I think it's playable, but it's definitely not ideal. I should have brought a frame rate counter up to see what I'm getting, but I'm gonna guess it's definitely closer to 30, maybe even a little less sometimes. She wants me to heal her, or she wants to heal me, but yeah, she kind of screwed up making me do that. Let's see if I can... Yeah, I mean the graphics are on ultra, so I'm sure that doesn't help. Let's turn it down to medium. Oh, she picked me up. I was gonna see if there's a frame rate. I don't see one. Looks like turning it down to medium definitely helped quite a bit. I definitely, if I was paying attention to the game, I could have wiggled out easily there. If I wasn't in the menu messing around. Yeah, it definitely looks smoother now. But again, this is not something I would normally do, is play this sitting here in the same room with my gaming laptop when I can just play on there at ultra 60 frames. But, you know, on the go, this would be cool. You know, I could take this to, you know, on a business trip, I could take this with me and, you know, plug it into the hotel TV. As long as I got a long HDMI cable, I could game on the TV if I wanted. So it might be kind of a good use case. But yeah, this definitely runs pretty well now at 1080 at medium settings. Again, it's Windows. I suspect that if you know, if behavior implements the anti-cheat and this works in SteamOS, I have no doubt that this will likely run at 60 frames on ultra settings, or at the very least high settings. This game really isn't that demanding, so I think ultra would be fine. Not sure. Oh, you're hiding out. That gen is already done. Yeah, I gotta figure out those weird flickers. That's really kind of driving me crazy. There's no gen in here because there's... You can tell in this game, if you're not familiar with Dead by Daylight, if there's a gen in here that's not popped off. Actually, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe there is one here. Ah, never mind. That must just be for the Michael Myers Halloween map. On that map, if you see a house with the lights flickering, that means there's a gen inside that hasn't been completed yet. But the lights in here aren't flickering, so I guess that's not the case on this map. Well, never mind. I guess they are flickering. Just a little more subtle, I guess you couldn't really tell from the outside. Yeah, the controls are still responsive, even in the higher resolution. Definitely looks much better than when we were playing earlier. And I'm just going to skip ahead here so we don't have to watch the rest of this game, so we can move on to something different. And before we move on to the next game, I actually wanted to show I bumped this back up to high settings, and high is pretty skippy. It's not very smooth at all. So I definitely would not go above medium at 1080p running this game on Windows. Oh! Yeah. I meant to throw that pallet down, and I just was a little too late. Thanks, dude. I'm sure she's probably going to come after me. Maybe not. I'm going to change this back down to medium graphics real quick. There we go. Much better. Still don't think it's 60, but it's way smoother. Thank you, thing. Might try and go save him since he saved me, as long as the spirit goes away. Looks like she's chasing somebody else. Let's go heal him up. Alright, there you go, Dwight. We need to get the last gen, but I think that one over there is not the best one to go for. Up, somebody got it. So now we got to try to escape. So I'm going to go attempt to open this door. Maybe the spirit will be busy chasing that other person over there and not come over here, hopefully. Yep, looks like she's chasing somebody. And the other door is open, so I'm going to go ahead and open that door. A lot of times what people do is they don't open the door yet in case somebody is left on the map to save, because that bar at the top counts down, and then once that gets to the bottom, everybody who's still out here will die instantly. But looks like they got the other door open and two of them got out, so we're going to escape too. And that's it. We all made it. So on to the next demo. And next I'm trying Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I already played this at least once in Windows on the Steam Deck, and it seemed to run fine, but I think I was running at the 800p resolution. I'm just curious to see if I can switch this. Oh, actually it's running at 4K. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's just, let's go with it, see how it runs. I can't imagine it's gonna run great. Yeah, I think I already 100% of this game. I'm pretty sure. I know I played it on both PlayStation 5 and PC, and I know I 100%ed it on one of them. But, yeah, this is running fantastic at 4K. Yeah, there's a little hitch there. I don't think it's perfectly smooth. Like, it looks, maybe it's a little jerky. So it's probably not running 60 frames. I don't know though, for the most part it's pretty good. I believe I didn't wipe out there. I love this game. They did such a great job on this game. I played the crud out of all these games. I especially loved 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 were fine. And then the Underground game is where they introduced like some of the Jackass cast, and I really enjoyed that one and the Underground 2. And then there were a couple at least other ones that I didn't care too much for. I think Project 8 was one of them that I didn't like too well. And then I don't remember off the top of my head what the other one was, but I remember not liking it very much either. Yeah, I mean, this runs fantastic at 4K. I'm pretty impressed. Definitely could probably play through the whole game like this. I know it's definitely not perfectly smooth. I can see a little bit of stutter there, but overall, I mean, I'm not wiping out or anything, so. Cool. Let's try a different, let's go to the old classic school. Oh, I remember why I'm not wiping out. Because I think it was when you 100% the game, there are some cheats you can turn on, and I believe I turned on one where you can't wipe out. Yeah, that's what it is. And then also, the other cheat I have is infinite balance, and then infinite special. I mean, I'm still really good at the game. I didn't have a hard time 100%ing it. But I used to play the crud out of those games, like I said before, and I got really good at them. But the cheats kind of make it fun, so you just screw around when you're done getting everything in the game. And there's a ton of stuff. If you're not familiar with these games, you should get familiar with these games, because these games are a blast. And sadly, I heard that they were doing Activision was making a Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remastered, and something happened and the deal fell through, and so now that is not happening, which is very sad. That would have been amazing. I mean, they weren't as good as 1 and 2, but they were still fantastic games. Yeah, anyway, I think that's enough Tony Hawk. Let's, now I got my keyboard and mouse hooked up, it's a lot easier to navigate these things. Let's move on to the next thing. Okay, I figured I'd try some Call of Duty Modern Warfare again. I've got the display resolution. It looks like it's locked to 1280 by 800, but used the upscaling to make it upscale to internally to 1080p. So we'll see how this runs. I do believe I've got, I didn't have time to check, but I think the graphics settings are all kind of set to low, because I don't think this game, when I tried it last, didn't really run well at higher settings. And it just crashed, or no it didn't. I don't know what happened there, but here we go. I mean, this is, I mean, it looks good to me. I mean, it's definitely not the best it can look, but it looks good, and it's running very fast. So this definitely should be playable. And yeah, I am playing with the gamepad. I know a lot of people, especially PC gamers, frown upon that. And I used to be a big mouse and keyboard fan myself. I thought it was stupid to use gamepad on the PC, but once I kind of got into console games as well. I mean, I've always been into console games as well as PC games, but I used to game a lot more on my PC than I did any game consoles. But I'd say over the last quite a few years, I've definitely leaned more towards playing on the Xbox and PlayStation consoles. And yeah, that's not good. I don't know why it's blinking out there. Maybe I have to mess with some graphics settings. I've seen stuff like that in the past, and it was due to display driver issues. But yeah, if I can figure that out, this is definitely playable. I wouldn't, you know, this wouldn't be the primary way I play, but again, if I was out on a business trip and I took my Steam Deck and dock with me, I could certainly see sitting in the hotel at night, playing this like this. I really need to get a frame rate counter up there too, but I don't know, it feels like it's 60 at least to me. I'm not really getting any lag. Yeah, I'm just too used to the gamepad, I think, to go back to mouse and keyboard. I've tried it a few times, and honestly, I do worse now because I'm so used to playing with the gamepad. And one thing I've noticed, I haven't really played this, oh, there we go again with the black screen. I haven't played this recently, but back when I was playing this game heavily, you know, it's got cross-play, so you're playing with people on the Xbox and PlayStation, as well as PC. Back when I was playing this regularly, I used to come out like #1 almost every game. Like I'm not trying to boast, but using a gamepad, I was coming out on top almost every time. But I used to play the crap out of this every day. Oh my God. I know I saw somebody in there. There it is. Oops. I also used to be able to get really insane shots across the map, even just using a handgun. I always thought it was funny. So, yeah, I goofed up there. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Modern Warfare 2, which is supposed to be out in October. I know a lot of people shit on these games, but these are some of the most fun I've had in gaming over my years of playing. I just enjoy them. They're one of those games where you can just kind of turn your mind off and sit back and shoot some people virtually and not really have to think about much. And yeah, there's been some stinkers. I honestly didn't like Call of Duty World War II very much. I mean, I guess it was kind of neat that they were going back to their roots a little bit on that one. You know, back to like Call of Duty 1 and 2. But I don't know. I think those games were a little overdone too much back in those days, so I kind of got tired of the whole World War II setting. So I kind of liked it when they changed it up a little bit and modernized it. So yeah, I didn't care for that one. Infinite Warfare, a lot of people shit on that one, but I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. The Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2 is probably about my favorite. I played that one probably more than any of them. And then Black Ops 3 was okay. I mean, I played it quite a bit, but it wasn't my favorite. It felt a little weird. I guess the wall running and stuff made it a little strange. But I still put quite a bit of time into it. And yeah, Infinite Warfare was another that was a lot of people didn't like, but I thought it was pretty fun. But it was another one. It was really futuristic, and there was wall running and stuff. I think I liked it better than Black Ops 3. And then Cold War, I like it a lot. Again, it's another one a lot of people seem to shit on. But I think it's good. And then the latest one, Vanguard, I guess I probably don't like it as much as some of the other ones because I definitely haven't played it as much as I would have, you know, I played the previous ones. Except for maybe World War II. That's probably my least played one. Yeah, anyway, came in second place on my team. Yeah, this seems to be running well. Let's go look at the graphic options here. So I got full screen. Looks like that had somehow changed for some reason, or maybe I didn't apply it, so it wasn't quite 1080. Oh, I guess I have to push the right stick in to apply it. Dynamic resolution, maybe we'll enable that. Leave the target frame rate on 60. Yeah, let's turn VSync on and see what that does. Then, oh, it's getting ready to load the level. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I think quality was set to like low and very low kind of across the board. Let's see how this runs with actually setting it to 1080 because I didn't apply it last time, so I was running at like 976 or something. And then I turned on VSync and then dynamic resolution and see if this runs any different. I think there's a frame rate counter you can turn on here too, possibly, but I don't know where it's at. Overlays, maybe? Well, you would think it'd be in here, but I'm not seeing it, so let's just play. Yeah, I can definitely tell the resolution is now set at 1080, and there we go with the blinking screen again. Because it looks like it's definitely running a little slower. So I'm gonna guess at least here in Windows that the Steam Deck really can't quite handle a smooth 1080 in Modern Warfare. I would have to imagine if they get this game working in Linux and SteamOS, it would definitely be more optimized. I mean, it's definitely playable. I mean, I'm not really having that much of an issue getting kills. Still got that random screen tearing and the this black screen that's driving me crazy. I'm sure that has something to do with outputting to this monitor, with it being a 4K monitor, perhaps. I don't really have any other. I mean, I have another monitor I could use, but it's a really old 1080p display, and it's smaller. I think it's 19-inch. This is a 27-inch, so I don't think I'd like to play on that. One thing I could try doing is outputting this to one of my 144 hertz 27-inch monitors I use for my gaming laptop, and I would almost bet that this would run better. Yeah, overall, I'm really impressed with the Steam Deck and all you can do with it. It's when you think about it, it's pretty amazing. I mean, I know we have phones that are essentially a computer too, but not as much as the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck is a legit computer. You can run Windows or Linux. I'm sure you could probably dual boot any OS you wanted on here, possibly. But it's very versatile. I mean, it's amazing that you can run emulators and play old Super Nintendo games or PlayStation 2 games. I guess it also runs Xbox games, which I tried to mess with briefly, and I couldn't get it working. I'll have to mess with that again later, because that would be awesome to play some original Xbox games. Yeah, I need to figure this black screen thing out, but I'm not too concerned with it. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and play games on this. Probably hardly ever while outputted to the display when I'm sitting here right in front of my gaming setup. It just doesn't make sense. I'm just more doing this for the video and just to test things out and to let you all know and show you how things run and what you can do with this. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, and then we'll come back with another demo. Okay, so the next thing, one thought I had was, what if I plug in an external hard drive to this dock? Will it work? And can I play games off of it? So I grabbed a 3 terabyte external Western Digital drive, and then I fired up BattleNet and installed Diablo 3 to it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised that this does work. I mean, it's just a external hard drive running in Windows. But I mean, essentially, you can have terabytes of storage on your Steam Deck using this dock. Now, if this will actually play the game, we shall see. I already tried click and launch once, and it said launching, but it didn't actually do it. So yeah, something isn't quite right here. When I click play, yep, so that's unfortunate. Hard to say what the reason for it not to launch is, especially since Overwatch does work. I have played a little bit of that. I don't think I've played Call of Duty Black Ops 4 yet, but I've heard that that works as well. We know Modern Warfare works, so I'm not sure why Diablo 3 is not working. Who knows, maybe the game files got corrupt. Something else I didn't think about either, this whole time I was connected to Wi-Fi, and as you saw earlier, this dock has a gigabit Ethernet jack on it, so I actually ran a cable to it, so now I am connected to my wire, and I ran a speed test and got about 700 meg on the internet speed test, so definitely the Ethernet is working. But yeah, sadly I was gonna see if we could show some Diablo 3 gameplay, but it is not working for some reason. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, a couple things that I noticed right off the bat when I went back into SteamOS is I can't seem to get my PS4 controller to reconnect. I assumed that maybe it would reconnect automatically if I powered it on, but when I press the button, the PlayStation button, it just sits there and blinks. The other thing is, since I have a mouse and keyboard installed, I can actually use my trackpad or flip my MX Master over and actually use it to navigate in SteamOS as well. So that's pretty handy. I do not know how I guess you just scroll over as if you were touching, using a touch screen. Let's see if I can get the PlayStation controller to work again. I'm going to hit the Steam button and go down to settings and Bluetooth, and there's my wireless controller. And let me turn the controller on, that may help. Let's try this again. Yeah, so interesting. For some reason it is no longer connecting, so I'm going to put it into pairing mode. Now it is blinking. And we'll see if I can reconnect that way. And no, it seems like instantly it has quit working. Let's just try to, forget device and start over with the pairing. And there we go, now it's reconnected. So that's interesting. I don't know, some kind of bug, I guess. Yeah, really, I don't have much else to show you. I'll show you a little bit of Dead Cells gameplay and how that runs. It runs perfectly on here. I was playing this earlier today. Fun game. It's one of those, I believe they call them roguelite games, where essentially you die and you start over, but you don't really start over. Yeah, you do get to keep upgrades as you keep replaying. So you do a lot of replaying the levels, but it's also very it's different each time. The game is randomized, so the maps change. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, your guy basically gets upgraded as you keep playing. You get more powerful, you get better weapons to start with, and you can upgrade the stats on them. And that was not good. Yeah, this game runs a solid 60. Steam Deck has no issues playing this one. Fun game. It's on sale all the time. I picked this up, I believe, for like $15, something like that, and then bought the DLCs. I own it on Switch, as well, and I believe it's a PlayStation Plus game now, so you can play it on there if you got a PlayStation. Yeah, but this game runs amazing. I do think it's probably running at the 800p resolution. I actually, when I went to the options and video, I didn't really see any resolution settings. I don't know why that is. I don't know if maybe this game just runs at the native res of your whatever device you're running it on, perhaps. This is a good game if you like to do, if you're into speed runs. I'm not really into that, but as you saw there, I went into a door that you can only go into if you, finish that section of the level under a certain amount of time. Then when you go into the area in between the levels, you can go in these doors. So see, here's a door that I can't get in because I had to kill 30 enemies without taking any damage. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and quit this game, but yeah, I think that's all I have to show you today. If you like what you saw, please like the video and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you next time.